Good morning all, I'm Johnny B and welcome to Sunny Coast Celtic episode 101. Here we go. Now we've got a lot to talk about even before we get into this weekend's match. Look, I can't just skip over it and go into the match. Look, there's been a lot going on. I know people maybe don't watch the Celtic news and what's happening, but look, I think the biggest news that's come out of Celtic Park in the last couple of days is the fact that Kasper Schmeichel has been hiding an injury for ages. Now, I was listening to Martin O'Neill getting interviewed, and he knew about his injury when he done his first stint at Celtic, and he's been playing through the pain barrier, which a lot of players nowadays get cortisone injections and all that. It doesn't do them really well in the long run, but it gets them through when they want to play in the big games for the big moments and everything else. But for Martin O'Neill and Celtic to find out that it could be a career-ending injury for Kasper Schmeichel when he was on Sky on a Champions League match, Man City and Real Madrid or something, he's on with his dad, and his dad asked him, and he's admitted that he's going to go for an operation next week, and then the surgeon will let him know when he can go for his second one. But it looks like it could be a career-ending injury. But for Celtic fans, Martin O'Neill especially, and the Celtic players, that to find out on a live broadcast through the Champions League is unbelievable. Now everybody can sweep it under the carpet or do whatever you want to do, but are you telling me that Celtic never knew about this? It seems to me that Martin didn't have a clue. Because when he got interviewed, they were about to interview him about the Dundee United game this weekend, but they started asking him about Schmeichel, Callum McGregor, Alistair Johnson. Now, Martin turned into a doctor. He's trying to tell everybody what was going on. According to Martin, he doesn't know, or he's pretending he doesn't know what's going on. If I'm the coach or the manager of a team, I want to know when my players are coming back and what the extent of the injuries are. So he obviously does know, he doesn't want to give too much away, but as for the Schmeichel one, I thought that was a real hard kick in the balls for Celtic as a club to find out that might be a career-ending injury, and he's done it on TV with his dad. I know you get the emotions picked up at football and all that, but man, he's went away, found out what he needs, and went and told everybody, or the whole world, instead of telling the Celtic doctors, physios, manager, board of directors, everything. Celtic should have been the ones to release that, talking to Kasper. No, his dad on national TV on a Champions League match. I don't get that. Now, Martin jokingly said that if players do that, then they should be fined, and he was having a bit of a joke. But believe me, knowing Martin O'Neill, I think he'll be raging. He'll come out of there absolutely fuming, wanting answers to this, because Schmeichel has played a load of games for us when he's been injured, and I get a lot of people do it. McGregor's probably took cortisone injections to get him through games, so's other players, right? But Kasper, we can see the way he dives. Instead of diving to his left, this horn comes up because he doesn't want to damage us. But you know the stupid thing is, see when this hand comes up and he tries to save it, he's going to land on this one. So it doesn't make any sense to me. So he's been playing through the pain barrier, which I get, but sometimes you got to take that out of the players' hands. The club have to make a decision and say, Kasper, we know you want to play, mate, but we need somebody that's in there that's 100%, not 80% fit. So Kasper has done the Celtic club, the players, the fans, everybody an injustice by playing with a handicap through all this pain barrier, and he's been letting some shit goals in. And you know it and I know it, when you've got a perfectly good goalkeeper sitting there that can't get a game. Now he's had a game of runs, and he's got runs under his belt. He's going to be our keeper, but it's a sad way to end Kasper's reign at Celtic. He should have been just come out and been honest to the club, to the fans, to everyone. And I know he would have kept playing if it wasn't for him letting in so many goals. And where would we have been? We'd have probably been in the shit. And I think when Nonsi came in, we lost a lot of silly goals when Nonsi was here, and that could have been part of it and all. So he's not only cost Celtic, he might have cost managers their jobs or anything. I just don't get that. You got to be honest with yourself and honest with the club, and I don't think he's been that. As much as he's been good for us, he's made some great saves at times, but he's been a liability at times as well. And he got injured last year playing for Denmark. Now I'm just hoping that Celtic don't have to pick up all the bills that are going to come to Celtic, because the operations he's went through, the wages that we need to pay him when he's not playing, surely that should be on the national team when he got injured playing for them. So I don't get it. You're robbing the club, mate. You're robbing fans of a title. I just don't get it. Am I being harsh? No, that's nonsense that he's come out and told everybody in the world about his injury, and we were last to know. Just an absolute nonsense. Should never happen at a club like Celtic. Now, the other thing is, AJ, Alistair Johnson's back in training. McGregor seems to be fit for this weekend. Tierney's good. So we're starting to get players back. Now, I just heard and all that AJ might be going away with the Canadian national team for a couple of friendlies. Now, I get going away with the squad, but surely he's no fit enough. He should be staying back at Celtic and getting himself fit through this international break and just carrying on, because Celtic have looked after him. And we can't just let him go back to Canada. What if he gets injured at training, playing for the national team? I know that could be the same for everybody, but he's just came back for injury. So we got to get him playing for us first before he plays for Canada. After all, it's only friendlies. Keep him for us and keep him for the World Cup. I think that's what you got to do. So there, yeah, look, there's a bit of turmoil. Everybody's talking about it. I don't know what to think about it. I'm on the kind of, I don't want to slate Big Casper, but I think he's done the right thing by the club, the fans and everybody else. If you were injured, mate, you should have stepped aside, because you've cost a young goalkeeper a lot of games under his belt as well. So anyway, I'm not going to say much more about it. We'll just have to carry on. Don't know what's happening injury wise with the rest of them. It's been a bit tight-lipped. And see, over the last few weeks, because we've had decent results against rankers, against Stuttgart, Aberdeen away, results like that, Motherwell at home, everything's been swept under the carpet that came out about a month and a half ago, as in the Green Brigade, the board. It's like everything's, see, this is what happens when you're winning. All the other things are insignificant. I don't think they are, because we need to kick forward. We're never going to get any more players in for this year, so we just need to try and get through this season and win this league. But the board still need to go. The Green Brigade need to get back in to help us to get this title over the line, but they need to behave themselves. Now, everybody's, that Celtic Rangers game where everyone ran onto the park, I've not heard anything about that. That's been swept under the carpet as well. Why? The coppers were to blame. You can blame fans, you can blame the fans who would never have got on the park if the coppers would have policed it right. So they've got to take the blame. So the SFA and that need to stop looking at the fans. Because I watch every game, rugby league, AFL, when it's a game like that and there's a lot at stake, all the fans run on the park. So you can't blame that. We never went on there looking for a fight, but the Rankers fans ran the whole length of the park trying to throw flares in and all that. So they've got to take the big rap for this. Their fans have got to be barred. The Green Brigade get barred for much less than that. So why is there no statements coming out? Why is it all swept under the table? I'll tell you why. Because they don't want to bring it up to the fore in case they have to deal with it. It's a lot of shit. The coppers were to blame, should never have let anybody on the park in the first place. And if they do their homework, they'll know it was their fault. And herding all the Celtic fans in like fucking cattle to one end 2.5 hours before the game. Absolutely nonsense. Shame on yous, whoever's doing this. Treat people like fucking assholes and idiots, then they'll act like that when they get in the ground. Have a good look at yourselves. But you can't just sweep all this under the carpet. It's got to be done. The Union Bears need to be barred. They can't get into the games because it was their fault. Anyway, enough said about all that shit, but it can't just go away. We've got to deal with it. Now, getting on to the Dundee United game. So we're obviously playing on the Sunday, and Hearts and Rankers are playing on the Saturday. Hearts are at home to Kilmarnock, I don't know, they're at home anyway, to Dundee. They're at home to Dundee, and Rankers are at home to Aberdeen. So you would think that would be 2 wins for they two, unless something goes drastically wrong. So therefore we need to go up to Tannadice, and we need to put a good performance on, and we need to win up there. We cannot afford to drop points. If they two win on Saturday, we won on Sunday, it's just the same as it was. So we're all right with that. And then the games we can only get home games and that after that. So that'll be better. But we cannot drop points this weekend at Tannadice. So who do you think Martin's going to play up there? The last time we went up there we got beat, remember, but we should never have got beat. We'd chance after chance again, but let's hope we can just put some away this time. So Sinisalo's going to be in goals. They'll definitely not play Uncle Chester in goals. He'll be fucking in the hospital with Uncle Albert. So Schmeichel will be gone. Sinisalo will be in goals, which he's doing brilliant at the moment. So really good to see him in goals. The worrying thing is if he gets injured, who have we got next? You know what I mean? We're going to put Carter Vickers in there, and I'm just worried that hopefully Sinisalo stays fit and just keeps playing the way he's playing. Don't want him to take his foot off the gas because he thinks there's nobody behind him coming up. So we need pressure on him still to make sure he's playing well. Right back, I'll be, well, I really don't know. I suppose Arajo, I've not heard a lot about, is he badly injured? What's happening with him? I don't know. So I think if he's fit and all that, he'll play. If he's not fit, then they'll probably play Kobe Donovan. AJ, I don't think can play even though he's back at training. But if he's back at training, he's 100% fit. Get him in there if Arajo's not playing. Centre halves will be Trusty and Scales, I'm assuming. And left back should be Kieran Tierney. So hopefully, I think that could be the back four. As I say, injury wise and that, I'm not 100%. In the midfield, I believe Calmack's back. So it'll be Callum McGregor, Rio Hatate and Nygren. I think that's your three in the midfield. That's what Martin will play. It's not what I would do, but it's what he'll do, and that's what's important because he's a much better manager than I am. So anyway, whatever he seems to think, that'll do for me. Now I think up front, Tenetti's not been doing it. I think he'll put Maida out in the left wing. I think he'll put Yang out in the right wing. And I think he'll play Big TC through the middle. So that's a good starting 11 with a lot of players on the bench that can change a game. Do you know what I mean? Engels, he's back at training. I don't think they'll throw him in either. So I think once we get through this game on Sunday and we get the three points, we'll have 3 or 4 players back by the time it kicks off again after the international break. So this, as I say, this is a very, very important game for us up at Dundee United. So let's hope that Hearts maybe, Dundee's alright at the moment, so they might go up to Tynecastle and take a draw or something. That would be good. Aberdeen are shit, but they've got a new manager in Stevie Robinson, so they might go to Ibrox and just defend, and you know what they're like, they're under pressure, they can't score. You know, you take them to a brothel and they couldn't put the ball, they couldn't score there either. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good weekend for us if we can get the win. We've just got to do that. What do you think the score will be? I think the score will be 3-0 to Celtic. I don't even think they'll score, and I think we'll score 3. So, first scorer will be TC, and we'll win 3-0 up at Tannadice, and hopefully the other ones drop points. So anyways, it's good to see you all again. I've been quiet for a week because there's been no games. Normally we've got Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Thursday. So this week it's been a bit quieter. So you haven't seen my ugly coupon for a while. But I'll come back to you after the game on Sunday, and hopefully with some good news and a great result. So anyway, look, I don't know what's going to happen going forward with Schmeichel and whatever it is, but I know Martin was pissed off, you can tell. He was trying to keep a straight face, but he was pissed off. So let's see how the next few days go, but let's get by this game first, and in the international break we can get all the politics out the way, like the Green Brigade. I mean, they should get banned at Union Bears for what they've done. So let's not sweep it under the table. Let's fight for this, because something needs to happen. Anyway, have a good weekend, and hail, hail.